What's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are finally celebrating my 6 months post-op since my rhinoplasty. Now I've gotten a ton of questions since either I made the first video or I didn't answer them in the first video, and just throughout these last 6 months I've gotten a lot of DMs. I do want to say thank you for every single person who watched the video and sat down and took the time. Thank you for everyone who even just set up a consultation with Dr. Hyman because they liked him so much. It's just like, it means a lot to me. It really does. Anyways, this is just going to be a quick little update video on how I've been and how I'm doing. And the biggest question I get of all time is, how was recovery? Technically, I'm still obviously in recovery, but we are pretty deep into the process, further than some people that have DM'd me, of course. So, like I said, we are little over 6 months post-op. I just had my 6 months with Dr. Hyman about a week ago. Then everyone was like, oh my god, what happened to your nose? Why was all that cotton and tape on it? And then I also said, I'm getting something else done. But it really wasn't that big of a deal. All I did is I had him file down a little skin tag that I had. So when my nose was shifted the other way, the little skin tag was like centered with my nose. Then when it was shifted normally, it kind of was off-centered. So it just kind of offset the look a little bit. So I just really wanted him to just like take it off and just get rid of it. And of course, I'm a bleeder, so I had to keep the cotton on pretty much all day because it just kept bleeding. But it was only, let's say, exactly a week ago today, actually, and my scab is fully healed. And of course, we'll do close-ups of my nose, and we'll also talk about the steroid injections that everybody has been curious about. So as I mentioned earlier, my biggest question is, how was recovery? And I'm not gonna like tell them like, oh, go watch my whole hour-long YouTube vlog. You know, I'm just gonna tell them in a simple little sentence like, oh, it was okay. It wasn't great and it wasn't horrible. If you did watch it, you know that I did have food poisoning the 3rd day, and the medicine, the pain meds that I was on had me messed up. So recovery with my cast on was a little bit rough, but since my cast has been off, recovery's been pretty fantastic actually. So far with my recovery, I've had to get 2 sets of steroid injections. Now what steroids are, I call them milk because it literally is a little vial that looks like milk. He pulls it out with a needle and then he pricks you 3 or 4 times, and then he kind of massages it upwards so that it kind of reduces swelling. It's mostly for swelling. It's not to change the shape. Your nose by no means will change shape after your rhinoplasty. What it looks like is what it looks like. It'll just be really swollen for a year, if that makes sense. So, you know, mine is obviously still a little swollen, but I'm super happy with where it is right now. The last set of injections I had was, I believe, back in February. I just had a little bit of swelling in my tip right here. It was kind of like protruding a little bit. I haven't really had as much issue with it swelling like up here since cast off. It's mostly just been in my tip. But yeah, the last time I went, I only wanted the skin tag removed. I did not get new steroid injections. I just felt like it wasn't necessary. He also mentioned in my pre-op appointment back in October that we are probably gonna have to do the injections, but that he's worried that my skin is really thin, so too many sets of them over like a short period of time may not be necessary. So I might go back in a couple of months and get them before I go on vacation to look good for my pictures, but we'll see, and I will obviously keep you updated. So no need to panic. I didn't get another nose job or a revision. I just had a skin tag removed. I'm just really dramatic about it. So we'll go ahead and do close-ups because, like I said, I wanted this video to be pretty quick, just a little update on everything. It doesn't need to be a whole hour-long thing. And then I'll answer some questions that I got in either my DMs or I was too excited to answer in my first. I filmed this video yesterday by myself, and then I zoomed in on my nose perfectly because I could see it on the monitor. Then when I went back to my original position, the entire video was out of focus. So here we are, part 2, but I think it looks better today. I don't know what it is. So I want to get a little closer though, because they have to see like my page, obviously. Okay. Okay, so as you know in my first video, I still live in the same apartment obviously, so I am sitting in my doorway, but with the help of my boyfriend, he's gonna help me get the best angles of my nose. So I don't wear too much makeup. Like I said, the scab from the removal has healed almost completely. I've taken really good care of it, so I hope that it doesn't grow back. But right now, I'm just gonna block the light on the side of my face just for the glare. So you can kind of see the front view now. I'm gonna just stay still for a sec. So you can see the front view. And then I'm gonna turn this way, block it just a little because I have highlighter on, obviously. Let me just wipe it a little. Okay, so you can tell that since my first video, it's definitely way more like ski slopey almost. Like it has a really nice slope to it. It's very buttony. It's very small. It is still a little hard and like I would say like not numb, but there is like a weird feeling with touching it. I don't know. I'm able to wash my face though, so that's good news. Okay, so then we'll just kind of do, you know, like just like a half view like he does. You know, you can kind of see the left side is now my favorite side. And I've also been really working on my nose ring scar, which I'll talk about in a second. So this is my right side. Block the light just in case. You can definitely tell. Ski slopey. Buttony. No longer 4 fingers long. I'm very happy with it, to say the least. So now I want to show you the bottom of it, the alignment with like my cupid's bow and like my teeth. I can actually breathe now, which is wonderful. And then I don't know if you remember in my first video, my left nostril would completely collapse when I breathed in, a little harder than like normal. So now, nice view. See, it's nice and straight, it's super aligned. I'm super happy with it. Back to my original position. Okay, so I'm really happy with it. I'm super happy with it from every angle. The skin tag for me, I know that like not a lot of people saw it, but I did have to cover it with a lot of makeup. I really felt like it made my nose look more off-centered and just like a little bit more dirty. Like I didn't like take care of my face. And I felt like I could see it more prominently from my right side, and it just, I don't know. But now that it's off, to me, I think it just like changed it a lot. I've also been upping my skincare routine, so my blackheads are mostly gone. So my nose is just cute all around right now. Now to answer some of your questions that I've been asked since surgery these past 6 months basically. One question that I got was, what type of face brush do you use, and like, are you able to get facials? Are you able to wash your face normally? I have like a face brush that's like half soft bristles and the other side is like silicone. So I remember for the first 3 months washing my face, I would only use the soft bristle side on my nose only. And it did get really dirty because I felt like I wasn't cleaning it as thoroughly, but I wanted to make sure that I was being super duper careful with it. But since I believe December, I started using the silicone side, and I just have to make sure that I'm really gentle. But now I can definitely wash my face like normal. I do a really weird thing, and I like wet my face with a washcloth, not the water stream itself. I don't know, so I feel like that also really helps. When I have the hot rag in my hands, I'll kind of press it on my nose and just slightly like massage it with the steam and the warmth, and I feel like that really helps with like swelling too. I do the Arnica cooling gel for swelling sometimes. I used it a lot for the first half of healing, but then I cheated and got steroid injections, so I feel like I don't need it, but that was something that I felt really helped. For the first couple of weeks that your cast is off, your nose just feels hot and just like boom, but like it's not throbbing, it just feels really weird because it's been in a cast for a week, so all this blood and these fluids are like rushing back. So I felt like that really helped with the aspect. Also like slightly massaging it. I'm really weird and I don't know if I should do this, but all day long I just literally just like trace it with my finger. Like I'm just like, ah, there she is. Like beautiful. Just have to make sure, you know, it's not falling back into place. It's staying there. Another big question that I get asked a lot, because not a lot of people watched my video, is how much was it? So I should have clarified in the first video that his prices are going to be different for every one of his patients. I feel like my rhinoplasty wasn't as major as some. Like, you know, some of them have like the polybeak deformity where they have to get it completely shaved down. They have a super broken nose. I mean, worse than mine was broken. And they just have to like really rearrange your face. So his prices will vary from patient to patient. I've had a lot of people also be like, yeah, but yours was this much and he quoted me this. It's like, yes, but I don't know what you're having done, and mine I felt like was very minor in the nose job category, so mine was just like a little bit on the more fair price side. I'm not saying his prices are unfair at all. I felt like that was an amazing price for a rhinoplasty, which was $9,000 in total. You do have to put a $500 deposit down when you book with him. If you call him back and say, okay, I want to book with him in October, then they're going to say like, okay, you need to put a $500 deposit down. So you need to at least have that ready. Even if you make it like me, how I saved up an entire year, even if you make it that far in advance, they will still make you pay for the date, but they will give it back to you in case something happens. You cancel, you decide another surgeon, anything. They're not going to just keep your money or anything like that. It's just a holding fee. So at the pre-op appointment a week before surgery, that is when I paid my $8,500, and that is what I saved up literally all last year to make. So $9,000 in total, and it will vary from patient to patient. Okay, so a lot of questions that I got is, hey, I saw your video. First of all, thank you for that. Hey, I saw your video and I want to set up a consultation with Dr. Hyman, but I'm nervous about, like, you know, how he is as a person. I don't feel like I gave him enough credit in the first video, also because I only knew him for a couple months at the time. My cast just came off. I only had a couple appointments with him because from my first consultation with him all the way until my pre-op, I didn't really see him in person because it was just, he already checked me out, he already took the pictures, but he did take more pictures in my pre-op as well. It was just like, we didn't really need to have an appointment. So we really didn't talk for a whole year, and then that's when we realized, like, oh, you have like collapsed cartilage and all that. But for him as a surgeon and a person, he's amazing. He is one of the best people I could have picked for this journey, honestly. He's so gentle. He lies to me sometimes though, and he gives me those steroid injections. I'm like, how many times are you gonna poke me? He's like, 3. Pokes me like 5 or 6 times, and it's like, thanks for lying to me, but you know, he's still a great surgeon. But he's very gentle. He will never hurt you. Like, I was really nervous for my skin tag removal because I was afraid he was gonna have to like push down and dig it out, and no, he was super gentle with it. He took like a little scalpel blade basically and then took tweezers, and as he was peeling it, just took the tweezers, and I seriously didn't feel a thing. He's like, do you think you need numbing? I'm like, not really. So I felt like that process in and of itself was nice. Like, I didn't feel any pain at all. I'm just dramatic, and I wanted to make it seem like a bigger deal than it really was. But through this whole process, he has answered all of my questions. He's, you know, answered the phone when I was sick through recovery, and I was like, I need this medicine. He's like, right away, no questions asked. He answers all your questions. He has this like not overbearing confidence, but it's kind of like, I know what I'm doing and I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna do it really well. And he does it really well, obviously. I've had no, you know, major issues with my nose that I've had to be like, oh my god, like, you need to fix this ASAP. My scar is healing amazingly. I can't even see it anymore. I think it healed almost completely around 3 or 4 months, but that was because I was using Mederma. And, you know, I felt like I was really worried about that. I was like, oh, it's gonna scar for a while. Like, those look like hefty stitches. But he just, you know, like, he just does it. He's one of the best. And I feel like I did not rave about him enough. I feel like I didn't give enough people that push to go see him. So if you're feeling him, just set up a consultation. Because, you know, I met him on Facebook and I was like, I feel like I should have a consultation. And here we are, well over a year into knowing each other later, and I'm 6 months post-op. Like, that's crazy, you know? And he builds relationships with his patients. He's like, how's your YouTube channel going? How's your job going? How's your dog? How's your boyfriend? Like, he just really cares, and it just makes me feel really, really special, even though I know he's a very, very busy man. So I would obviously give him 5 stars, an 11 out of 10 rating. It's not biased, it's very honest. I think he does a really good job. I will say, I have 2 more things to say, but I will say, don't go to him if you're looking to just be pretty. If you're looking for just cosmetic, I wouldn't recommend him for that. He really is like a cosmetic medical type surgeon. He fixes your issues along with making you look really good. But if you just go to him for cosmetic, I'm not really sure if you guys are going to be like on the same page, especially because I showed him pictures of what I wanted and he was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the ideal nose. And he's going to give you not only what he wants, but what he thinks will look good for you. And if it's just cosmetic, it just may not, you know, I don't really want you to like butt heads and be like, well, you recommended him. It's like, well, I also had breathing issues. So the last thing I want to talk about is a question that was pretty serious that I got was, you know, the nose job didn't fix everything. You know, Dr. Hyman was like, oh, it's not going to fix everything. And I'm like, yes, it is. Like, I'm going to be so pretty, I'm going to have no problems. Like, you're going to have problems because you stay with you even after the operation. So, you know, for the advice of thinking that getting a nose job is going to completely change your life, like, it has changed my life for the better, obviously. But I had to work with that in my brain as well. And I'm also looking into getting into therapy, so we're just going to be moving up from here. So I would say that the biggest thing that I struggled with was the new person depression that a lot of people talked about in some videos that I didn't really want to talk about in my first video because I'm like, I don't think it's gonna happen to me, but it really did. Every single day that you wake up, you look different. And it's gonna be scary, it's gonna be confusing, you're gonna be like, what's going on with my nose today? It's gonna be swollen. It really depends on your diet and your exercise. We'll talk about that in another video. We're already in a rambly whole thing. So the new person depression, you just don't recognize yourself for a long time. And I struggle with disassociation anyways. So for me not to feel like I'm in my own body like at all times, it's like, ooh, I don't even recognize that person. I feel like I'm not already here. It does get a little bit frisky, if you know what I mean. And that is in no way Dr. Hyman's fault at all. That is all on me. I think I look beautiful on the outside. It's just really some things I need to work on the inside. I'm just telling you that fixing your nose is not going to fix all your problems. And I just want to be honest with you. You know, I feel really good about myself. My confidence is skyrocketed, but that took me some time, you know. And also I've been still healing, so it still looks different, and some angles and some pictures I'm still working out. So anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I think I've said everything I need to say. As far as my channel goes, it's just a freebie all in all, to be honest. I'm really happy to make these nose job videos, but I am not a beauty guru in any way. I will never do makeup. I'm not a fitness guru. I probably will never do fitness, maybe skincare, because I'm obsessed. But I'm just like, the nose job is like as far as it goes, you know. So if you like this video and you want to see me whip it up in the kitchen from now on, I'm actually filming a second video today, so very excited to release that in the next coming weeks. Please subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe for me, subscribe for Toby hanging off the bed, you know. I mean, he's cute, right? Anyways, hit that notifications bell button so you know when I upload, because I'm gonna try to do it as much as I possibly can. Thank you so much for watching the first video and this video. If you made it all the way through, I thank you beyond words. Set up a consultation with Dr. Hyman. You won't be disappointed. I'll see you in my next video.